with Sam and Annabelle Bray, and we're farming across 3 properties in Albury, totaling 760 hectares. A mixture of velveteen stags, dairy grazing, lamb fattening and beef cattle. This property here is Glendonald, which is 320 hectares, which has been with 3rd generation of Annabelle's family on the farm. So our wetland project kind of started off not as a wetland project, but it kind of just naturally evolved some original ponds that are generations old being fixed up, and as we fixed them up we decided that, well, maybe we should fence them off and keep the stock out of them, and the project kind of just grew from there to trying to fence and build more ponds for the whole catchment. So what started off as a pond from generations ago into what we have now is a collection of 6 ponds in this particular catchment, which is now fenced and planted, and changed our management around sediment runoff and trying to protect the whole area. It was never intended to be that right from the beginning, but as we started and we learned more and more, it's kind of where our focus went, and we learned a lot more, and kind of diving into more the sustainable farming into the future and protecting our soils, which our whole farm is around our soil really. And Deer Industry started putting out some really good information around managing deer in particular around wet areas and sediment traps and that sort of thing.
So my granddad, he was big into his trees, so he's got arboretum, so he understood trees. We've got a lot of shelter belts and particular areas on the farm that are planted in trees. That's really important to us going forward, to make sure that we look after it, keep renewing certain parts of the farm.
It was all about building that whole biodiversity, not only having a sediment trap, but something you're proud of to go and visit and look at and take the kids to explore, get some eels in there and, you know, that sort of thing. So we knew anecdotally that the original ponds were a substantial size and could handle the water flow. Once we got a hydrologist involved and to do the actual theory side behind hydrology and the whole catchment, because that's when we learnt that we are talking about huge amounts of water, and we were lucky enough that what we'd done was capable of handling the flow of water. But going forward, if we did the same thing in a different catchment, I would probably look at starting with a hydrology report to make sure we built everything to capacity in the beginning. Yeah, so one of the management things we changed is around leaving buffer strips, and reasonable sized buffer strips as well. We found that, especially the new fencing that we're doing, if we're cultivating right up to that fence or planting right up to that fence, we're just burying that nice new fence in soil anyway. So we're leaving a good 3 to 4 metres depending on the slope. The bigger the slope, the bigger the buffer strip, when we're planting crop. And with doing all our own spraying, that's quite easy to management. We just learned that we need to communicate our wishes to everyone that's going into that paddock, whether it's a tractor driver or different contractors, around leaving those buffer strips alone, so there's no mistakes made. It's not a scary thing to get involved with either Landcare Trust or ECAN or any organisation like that. Everyone's there to help. Even we knew we were doing things wrong environmentally, and we knew we needed to change some things, and by involving all these different groups kind of helped us, and everyone is there to help. So I encourage people to get involved and make small steps. Like, it's not hard, and you change your management and your mindset, and it actually improves your farming business. This is probably one project of maybe 10 around our properties that we'd like to do, over a lifetime of farming. Unfortunately, financially and workload, you can't achieve it too quickly. It is a lifetime worth of work. I'm really proud of what we've done. I probably wouldn't change too much. Each catchment is different, and I'd like to mirror that around the rest of the property.